These two sketchbooks changed my life, and I'm not even halfway through them yet. I've filled dozens of sketchbooks over my career, but these two are different. They've completely changed how I view my time, my art, and even myself as an artist. The difference? My old sketchbooks were full of random scribbles, pages from a 20-something-year-old with no real direction. But these two, they're intentional. Every page is about exploring within boundaries, showing up daily, and proving to myself that sketchbooks aren't just practice, they're the most important tool an artist can have. When I look through these old sketchbooks, I can see scrolls of ideas, never-ending lists, scribbles of art, pieces to draw, a mixture of productivity and play, client work, and personal. And while I absolutely believe that this kind of messy brain-dumping sketchbook has its place on my desk, these books did not help me grow as an artist. I purchased this beautiful hand-dyed indigo sketchbook from a vendor at Cat Cat Village in Vietnam. It has this beautiful woven cotton or hemp cover, red ribbon, and tan pages. I really wanted an indigo keepsake and thought that this sketchbook would be the perfect thing to commemorate this amazing place where I also made this. When I got home, I instantly had a paralysis of how I should use this sketchbook. I'm sure many of you are stationery hoarders like me, and you would know how precious a really nice notebook is. I didn't want to treat this like any other notebook with to-do lists, ideas upon ideas that would never eventuate, or client work. I wanted to make it special. I have seen so many beautiful sketchbook tour videos, and I was amazed at how they could draw with so much intention in something that seemed so unimportant. Like, I didn't fully view my sketchbook as something that was important to my practice. So I made a decision that this sketchbook would only be single drawings, almost like finished pieces. I tied in a few other two birds with one stone activities with every page. The first, I documented the drawings and created the series 5-minute no pressure drawing. I wanted to ensure that I was doing this for myself, that even though it is a challenge to draw, there is no pressure in how to monetize the drawing or make it go viral or whatever. Secondly, I was also using this to work out the kinks for my next Love and Peas poster. I had been stuck on the citrus poster for a while, and after the first lemon drawing, I thought it would be such a great way to explore different citrus and the shapes without the pressure of drawing it directly into the Procreate file. And it worked fabulously, especially with the mandarin and kaffir lime. The texture and shape of the kaffir was difficult to translate onto paper, but I love how the texture and shapes turned out. Drawing in the sketchbook became very enjoyable, and I realized I didn't need hours of free time or a perfect idea. I just needed to show up with purpose and intention. The rules for this Moleskine book are similar. I wanted to explore mixed media and wanted to try and create as close to a finished piece as possible with every page. And I love how some of these turned out. They have become some of my favorite drawings to date. These two sketchbooks feel like a really tight hug from loving parents. These books have boundaries and rules that can be bent, and they feel like a safe place to explore what my art could be and what the world of Love and Peas could be. Every page is an opportunity to play with shape, color, and texture, to work on a new concept, and to make beautiful art. These pages are small, so for me they inevitably mean that I can't spend too much time on them. No page is more than 15 minutes, except for this one, but I'll burn it later. These pages represent the in-between moments. Some are during my child's nap time, some are on my lunch breaks, some are quiet late nights. And honestly, I don't think I have ever been as consistent with my art practice as I have in the last few months of using these sketchbooks. I'm going to do a full sketchbook tour once these are finished, but for now I'll show you a couple of pages that were real turning points in my sketchbook. The first page, obviously, I started to thumbnail an idea, and I just love how this spread starts off rough and becomes a more refined thumbnail. I still haven't worked out the kinks for this future piece, but it was a helpful page to lay out the rest of the sketchbook. Next is Cosmic Crisp Apple. Such a moment because this is the first time I'm using watercolor pencils and using it in a way to play with limited color and get heaps of texture out of the pencils, by combining the painting and drawing method. And that's where I decided to really hone in on the watercolor pencils. I don't need to mix colors and make a mess, so it helps with the time constraints. The watercolor pencils were a game changer in making my sketchbook habit frictionless. This pear piece. I just love the composition and colors. It was very fun playing with a different composition style. Spring onions. These just look so happy and cute. I loved using the watercolor pencils for the texture. I initially was hesitant before adding texture. It was already so cute, but I came back to what 3 elements I wanted my work to be like, and one of them was to incorporate texture. So that's what I did, and I think it's one of my favorites. If you want to see how I came to finding the 3 pillars of what my art should have, please watch my previous video on how to find your art style. Lastly, this blueberry and orange page. This pattern was inspired by a tea towel I saw on Pinterest, but I actually couldn't find the red pencil, so I used orange instead. The other page was looking blank, so I wanted to draw some cute fruit, starting with the orange. When it came time to draw the blueberry, I thought about just using Prismacolor because I didn't want the watercolors to blend and become muddy. But when I started with just the outline, I knew it was perfect. I love this contrast. It gives this pear of fruit great balance and makes it feel light. As you can see, I did this style again. So the key lessons I learned from these sketchbooks that changed my life were really quite simple, and something I'm always talking about, which is consistency. Just showing up, putting pencil to paper, and doing something simple for as little as 10 minutes. Consistency creates building blocks. Without setting some initial ground rules, I wouldn't have been able to start a sketchbook that feels cohesive. As I flip through the pages, I can see the development, the change in how I used the pencils and played with composition. These blocks inspire. As cocky as this sounds, I am being inspired by myself. I love the way I'm thinking of new ways to draw and interesting concepts to explore. I'm already thinking about how exciting it would be to launch a shop again. Stay tuned. Tactile is important. As much as I love my iPad and am shocked it's still going after 8 years, I was missing the element of freedom of the page. Clinkering with pencils and doing the mundane things like sharpening and organizing my colors. Artists need to do things with their hands, even if they are primarily working digitally. I'm no longer scared of wasting my sketchbook. I'm excited to use it and show up with it, whether it's in the doodle or finished art capacity. I feel less stuck, even though I may not be progressing with my Love and Peace goals as planned, but I don't feel like an employee trying to make their grumpy boss happy. I feel like an artist who finally has the balance of structure and freedom. 1 page for 10 minutes is all it takes to get out of a creative rut or try something new. You'll be amazed what can change in a few months. If you've just started sketchbooking in this way, let me know what you've learned from it. How has it helped your art skills grow? If you're an expert sketchbooker, share your tips, your favorite materials, and what your travel kit is like. If you like this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your art friends to inspire them. Thank you for watching, and till the next video. Bye!